welcome back to another stream. Um, welcome back to another one. Let me just move the camera again. That light, it just gets in the way. There's like a little light, and it comes like here, and it blocks my camera a little bit, and it creates like a really weird. I can see it when I'm streaming, videoing. So, pardon, bear with me. I can see it, so I'm sure you can see it, and it would obviously, if I'm finding it annoying, you must be finding it annoying, most definitely. So, yeah, welcome back to another one. Today we are talking about 10 years of MC Noble, and I honestly cannot believe that we are at the point where we need to start talking about this and where we need to start thinking about this, because 10 years is a milestone. 10 years is an achievement. Like, to be going for 10 years and to kind of like have the things that have happened over the past 10 years has well and truly, they've been like, most of it's been like, for the most part, I could say this has been like the best 10 years of my life. In terms of the music wise, it's been sort of like the best 10 years of my life, really. It kind of changed my whole entire life, and if it wasn't for kind of getting into the MCing, nearly 10 years ago, none of this, what we're doing now, the DJing, the music production, everything probably wouldn't have even have happened, and I'd have just been, I don't know, I'd have maybe like just stuck college out or something, and I'd have been repairing motorbikes. And now I just kind of look back and I just think like, I'm so glad that I walked down the paths, that I walked down. So I know you're probably scratching your head and thinking, well, hang on a second, Noble, aren't you kind of like giving up as MC Noble, or, stepping down as MC Noble? And the question, or the answer to that, is kind of like a yes and a no. So I'm not stepping down as such. I'm just having a little bit of a kind of like a break from MCing, where I'm not going to take MC bookings, and where I'm just going to kind of focus on the DJing a little bit more, but I'm still going to kind of be writing lyrics, and I'm still going to be making like tracks that I'll be rapping on. So when I do stuff like the Jiggerman and Noble, and when I do stuff, just like the normal rap stuff, like when we tackle subjects and stories, I'll still be doing that kind of thing. And I'll still be jumping on the microphone, just, for a bit of fun. If I'm at an event somewhere, and do you want to jump on the mic, and I haven't jumped on the mic for a while, then I'll just jump on the mic for a little bit. But, 9 times out of 10, I will just be focusing on like the DJing and stuff. However, that being said, next year will mark 10 years of MC Noble, so we need to do something. We need to acknowledge that, it's going to be 10 years next year, and we need to do something. So we need to acknowledge that there is like the 10 years thing coming up, and we need to obviously, acknowledge and do something. So, sorry, I was just getting rid of a comment, a guy just spamming the same thing. So yeah, I don't know exactly what we're gonna do. I haven't got a Scooby Doo yet, as opposed to like what I want to do to celebrate the 10 years. We're a year off, like we're more or less a year off. I say that we're about a year and 2 months off. We're a year and just under a year and 2 months. So I think like when we get to sort of like the beginning of July, will be a year and a month, and then because it was sort of late, it was late July, early August when I started emceeing, and I was 17 at the time. I'm now 26, so yeah, so I was that is a crazy thing. Oh, was I 17? Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah. That is correct. So yeah, I was 17 at the time. Obviously, next year I'll be 27. Yeah. So I was 27. Jesus Christ, I was 17 at the time. I hadn't been emceeing long, and then I hit 18, and things went on from there. So yeah, we're about a year and 2 months, like just under. We're about a year, sort of 2 months, and well, no, we're about a year, a month, and 2 weeks away, or something like that. It don't really matter about us going to like exactly how far off we are, but it's not long, and I do want to put something in place, or I want to do something to celebrate the fact that hey, look, I've been sort of in this music scene sort of for 10 years, if you like. So like I say, I don't know what we'll do, and I know technically the first sort of 3 or 4 years, I was just more or less really emceeing in the bedroom. It wasn't really, it wasn't like I was on flyers or anything. So I know in a lot of sense, being when I say being a part of the music scene, like people could beg to differ, but for 10 years, 10 years ago, when we hit that milestone, like I was posting content online of me, like spitting lyrics and doing songs and that. So, yeah. So I don't know. Like I say, I don't know how we're gonna do it. Whether we put like some small event on to kind of celebrate, the fact that I've turned, it's 10 years of MC Noble. One thing I do want to do, and this is something that I've had a little bit of an idea about, and I want to release an album. So I want to release an album for free. So what I want to kind of do is do this album, and it's gonna be the decades of MC Noble. So what I want to do is go back to the early days of MC Noble, and I want to re-record some tracks. So like proper, professionally studio record some tracks that I did back in the day. So when I first started out, there was a track called One Bed Flat, and that was at the time that was my most popular track when I first started, and that was like a big thing, and everybody really liked that One Bed Flat. And someone only brought it up not that long ago, like they brought it up this year, and I just like that is an iconic track for me because it was at the time, although it compared to the things I do now, it's only like a teeny weeny little thing. At the time, it was quite a big thing when it was getting a few likes and shares on Facebook. So I'd like to go back, and I'd like to redo One Bed Flat, because that would be something I think for me, that would be like quite a really sort of interesting thing, like topic, and like song to go back to. And then there's another track called Irish Whistle, and that was another early one, and that is where one of my probably most used lyrics in like sets and things originally came from. So it was basically it was the Irish Whistle Donk, and I do this lyric that goes, ride this one, ride this sound. Two bitty bad boys gonna get down. That's me, yes, inside the town. Sexy lady, I see you now. And it goes on into like a little rhyme, and some people nickname it the Jeff Hardy rhyme because I mentioned Jeff Hardy in it. And that's a pretty sort of big lyric for me, and the fact that I still spit it today, it would be like really good to kind of go back to where that lyric originally came from, and where I got the idea from, and go from that one, and kind of do that one. And then there's loads of other tracks that I'd like to go back and sort of like revisit over like just this album that would be like Decades of Noble. So like the early tracks would start off with the early tracks, and then we'd go through the decades as the album's going along, and essentially it would be something that I just think would be really cool to kind of do. So we'd have things like the Robin Business back in '99. You know, they were kind of a big thing at the time. We'd have like The Weekend Comes, Saturday is Rave Day. So we'd go back to all of them sort of like MC Noble classics, and just give this like, let's just acknowledge that kind of like 10 years has kind of like been upon us. And I think it would be like a really really cool thing to do. And I think it would be like a really interesting thing to do as well. And just really kind of like just acknowledge that, look, we've been 10 years in sort of like this kind of like music game. And then maybe do like a little bit of a bonus mix towards the end, or like, maybe do like a part, like a second part that is like a bonus mix, and then it would kind of be like what I do now. So like, sort of like the music production, so like the track remixes, and kind of like, like, yeah, my DJing side of things, because alternatively the MCing, that kind of led me to kind of get back into the DJing. So I think personally, that could be like quite a cool thing. So I think the album is going to be a definite in some way. I've just got to think about, like, I think the decades idea is a really good. I think it's a solid point, and it's a solid thing to do, because it would be like really good to go back into the it would be good to to go back to the old days, and kind of like bring some of them ones back, and then some of the newer lyrics, and then just kind of go from there. And then as opposed to like what else we do, do we do some form of celebration, do we do like a live stream? I've wanted to do things for MC Noble for a very very long time, and I was going to do one when we was at 5 years. I was going to do one, and as a matter of fact, I had an event on in the pipeline. There was a lineup. There was DJs. We hired a nightclub. I hired a nightclub, and then the coronavirus came in, and that kind of shot us. That was in 2020, when we were sort of like five. When we were 5 years old, and that never happened because of COVID. And then I think when we were either 6 or 7 years, I think it was 6 years, we did a live stream. So we did a little live stream for 6 years of myself, and that was quite good. It was just something to acknowledge. Look, we've been 6 years, but I would like to do something definitely. I think 10 years is kind of like the the big thing, the big dealio. Just the big something that we that we need to kind of acknowledge. Look, it's been sort of like 10 years, sort of of MC Noble, which is crazy. It's a mad feeling. So I'm gonna be racking my brains, and I'm gonna be having a think, and all the rest of it, and what can I do, and how can we go ahead and sort of celebrate this moment. And we'll see what happens, and we'll see what goes down. And I'll ask around a few friends. What do you think? What do you think would be sort of like a good way about it? How do we even go about it? And and sort of like, what do we do in that sense? So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'll have a little think around, and I'll jot some ideas down, and I'll do some updates over the course of the next year, obviously, to what we decide. to do. So before I go ahead and end the stream, I want to show you. I want to show you this. So I did a gig announcement a little while back, and it was for the Experience on the 21st of September. And I spoke to the promoter the other day, and he said he was just posting about some flyers. So I said, send us a few flyers, and and I'll take some into work and stuff. Just because my work's kind of like it's a community place, so you might get people that come in and they might just stumble across a flyer, and and then they would think, oh, I might go to this. You never know. So I just said, look, I can take some into work, etc. So just send me a couple of flyers, and not expecting that he would send me as much as he actually sent me. So he sent me all of these. So look, there's all these here, massive amounts, loads of flyers printed here, which is absolutely crazy. And then not only that, but he sent me a shed load of ginormous bigger flyers, so like bigger scaled flyers, which is absolutely crazy. It's absolutely mental that he's sent me all of these, and I do not know how I'm gonna shift all of these giant flyers, but absolutely, just crazy. I only just thought, he'd send me a few small ones, just, so I could take a few into work. But no, he's gone and full blown sent me all these giant flyers, and as well as loads of little ones as well. I've I've obviously put one on the wall for myself because I like to do that. So I will find somewhere to put these. That is obviously a definite. And when I do the gig in Driffield next weekend, so when we go to the book, I will more than likely take a few of these with me. And then it's just kind of because they booked me all night, so I can just put some of these on the table. I can just leave some of them in the table around the venue, around the pub, and look, I'm playing here, in the courtyard. Get your ass there, because where else are you gonna go? That kind of thing. So yeah. But anyway, so going back to the 10 years, I'll have a little think. I'll wrap my brain, and we'll take it from there. So make sure to like, make sure to comment, share, subscribe, all of the good stuff. It's all gravy. 10 years is fast approaching. So, we're nearly 9 years, so we've got about a year to go. But, when the 10 is such a big thing, it's time to start thinking. So, make sure to like, make sure to comment, make sure to share. Peace out.